Hi everyone, it's me, Miss Macron again. I hope you guys had an awesome weekend, and I'm really glad to see that you have come back for our third week of science lessons. I'm really excited to move on to this week's topic. Now, before I tell you what it is, I don't know if any of you guys noticed, but last week when we were learning about animal life cycles, I purposefully wore one of my favorite t-shirts that had a picture of a butterfly life cycle on it. So instead of me just telling you what we're going to learn about today, I've given you another hint through my outfit choice. So looking at what I'm wearing, do you think you know what we're moving on to talk about this week? If you're thinking plants and flowers, then you're absolutely correct. Mwah, kiss your brain. You guessed correctly. So this week, we're going to start talking about plants and plant life cycles. And one of the ways we know that plants have to have a life cycle is because they are a living thing, just like animals are. So that means plants are going to grow and change throughout their life too. So if you remember, today is day one of a science lesson, which means we are only going to focus on being engaged and exploring. So let's review what exactly that means. So being engaged means you're paying very close attention. You're really watching things, you're thinking of questions, and explore just means it could be something brand new to you and you're trying to learn something new, or you're trying to come up with questions that you want answered throughout the week. So the first thing we are going to do, as always, is watch a really cool video. And I'm really excited for this week's video because it's a time-lapse video. Now, if you don't know what a time-lapse video is, let me explain. Time-lapse videos are a video where we speed up the video of something that takes years and years or days and days and days to take place. So we get to watch something happen in a really short video because it's been sped up so fast. Now, one of the reasons I love these types of videos as a science teacher is because it gives us a chance to watch things really quickly that we usually don't get to see. So today it's going to be very important that you make lots of good observations because we're going to look at some plants, but we're going to watch them in a very different way. So I'm really excited to get started. So let's begin. Remember, the first thing you're going to need is a notebook or some paper, a pen, a pencil. If you got just a crayon laying around, that'll do. Whatever you got, pause the video if you got to go get it. It's totally fine. I'll be right here. I'm ready to get started if you are. So I'm going to pull up the video, and some of the things I want us to be paying attention to is the plant and what the plant is doing in this video. So if you're ready to get started, I am too. Let's begin. All right, so I really hope you guys saw a lot of different things going on with that plant. As you could see, the video that we were watching was all about a bean plant and its first 25 days of its life. Now, usually 25 days isn't equivalent to 3 minutes, but because this video was a time lapse and we got to see it sped up, we only had to watch it for 3 minutes instead of watching a plant grow for 25 days. So that was really cool. And I definitely wrote a lot down, but I also started to draw some things during that time. As you can see, I definitely drew some things. And I think that's a really great thing to do during this video. If you're watching something and you see something that you're like, is that? I've never seen something like that before. You should draw what you see. And then now, as we move on to our second part of our lesson today, you can change what you drew into observations by going into our observation journal. So here's what our observation journal looks like. Let's go back to this screen. And here's our observation journal. So when you scroll down, remember you have 3 sections. We have a see section, a think, and a wonder section. So I'm going to look back at all the things I wrote down and think about, well, what was some of the things that I saw directly in the video? And I'm going to type them in this first box. Then I'm going to go back and think about the things that I think I was seeing. I couldn't quite tell because I wasn't there with the plant, but I definitely was thinking I knew what was going on. I'm going to put that in the second column right here. Then if there was a lot of things that you saw in that video or a few things you saw in that video where you were like, what on earth was going on? That's what you're going to put in your wonder section. If you saw something and you knew what it was, but it made you think of a whole different question about plants, put it in there as well, even if it had nothing to do with our video, because I'm hoping that we can learn all the answers to these questions during our lessons this week. Now, if you continue to have problems with opening up this document and getting to the correct document where you can type, make sure you go back to the RPS at home lesson and watch my video about how to copy this document so that you can have your own version. Okay? Now, I really hope you guys enjoy today's lesson. It's pretty quick. I really hope that you can go ahead and do the optional at-home germination lab with your parents because it's a really cool lab. I've done it with my 5th graders. I've done it with 4th graders. I've even seen a shout out to Miss Lumen from Miles Jones. Her class did it once. when they were in first grade. So it's a really cool experiment that anyone can do. If you have younger siblings, it might be great to help them, and then you can teach them about what's going on. If you have older siblings, they could help you out, and maybe they could teach you a little bit more that goes beyond third and fourth grade science. So it'd be a great chance for you guys to work together and see what happens. I hope you guys enjoy. Keep observing, keep learning, stay safe, and I'll see you for our second day of science. Bye, everyone.